And welcome back to what is now Venvault, also known as Wilds. It has been a while. It's been like a month.
Yes, and it's a lot of our own. It's a series of unfortunate events that prevented us from playing.
Yes. I've updated the map. I've updated a lot of things. And last time, Tarot attempted to draw a card for sheer chaos's sake.
Yes, and now we have to draw it again because I forgot what it was. And
it was the Six of Swords.
all right,
And
I have to
Beth
roll.
No, Beth attempted to disable the wild magic.
Oh,
After doing so, a bright flash of light and a gust of wind bursts out from in between the two of you, knocking you both prone. There is a ringing in everyone's ears as the blast caused just this thunderous shockwave of sound. Beth, your arms are burning. They're hot. And they're itchy. They have not grown, but it hurts. Harrow, you feel okay.
okay.
But then you realize you can't breathe.
I gasp for air, attempting to get air into my lungs.
You're choking.
Oh. Do I have anything to stop choking?
Do the universal hand sign, I'll come help.
You're currently not even in the fucking foundry.
I know, I reloaded. And now it's not loading. Wonderful!
It just takes a second. This is a large map.
Okay, so I'm lying on the ground, I'm choking. I'm gonna do the worm.
Wait.
I mean, if you're gonna go out, might as well go out in style.
Kindred rushes over to you and gives you a once over and casts Dispel Magic on you.
An artificer with Dispel Magic? What fucking level are you?
And you can now breathe.
In character, I'm grateful. Out of character, I'm fucking concerned for how strong Kindred is.
Kindred's an artificer who's
Yeah.
been around a while.
No, I understand
Kindred is
that.
old.
It's just,
Come on
He has Fireball.
he did have Fireball. We knew he had third level spells. I'm just stupid.
He hasn't casted Fireball before. He's casted Firebolt.
Yeah, I said Fireball.
Oh, I
Fireball.
heard. Okay, then. This is the first time seeing a third level spell slot. I am concerned out of character,
It is.
then.
Actually, you've never seen him cast anything above first level.
Concern out of character, in character, grateful.
So he's rushing over to you. And you see that he's Twilly is licking you as he's casting this magic. By the sounds of it, it does sound like Dispel Magic.
Quick, dog, come play with me.
The dog is very concerned about Tarot.
No.
You can breathe now.
I breathe. Thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank the dog.
Taro look over to Twilly with a tilt of their head.
They just look at you back, mimicking your tilt.
I turn to sit up so I'm not laying down on the ground anymore, and I pat my legs for them to come into it.
They sit on your lap. You see, Hindred is very concerned as the engines start making weird whirring noises. I think there's a problem.
What?
He goes back over to the wheel and starts guiding the ship, changing course slightly. We're gonna have to make a pit stop at the next town.
Why? The ship sounds the same as always to me.
I think we have a magic problem. You curl up into a ball of pain. Beth is a ball of pain right now.
No, not allowed. I'll go over and poke her.
With the needle?
No.
No.
Ball of Pain's a cantrip, not a spell.
It's a free action.
Actually, if it's a spell, you can cast it at will.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Beth, you can hear the engine making like chugging, whirring noises as something has been misaligned. Something's not right. Make a engine proficiency check.
Engine proficiency.
What ability does that use?
I don't remember. I think it's...
You're the DM. You can say any stat you want and it will be right.
This is technically intelligence.
Okay. 15.
You think something has been misaligned with the actual magic it runs on. So you know that, I believe it's Spark and Ferris? I always forget their names.
It's Spark and Ferris.
Ferris and Bolt.
Jolt
No,
and Ferris.
Jolt and Ferris.
Jolt and
Zolt
Ferris.
and
That's right.
Ferris.
That's right.
The line of the
And, like, you could see that inside of their containers, they were, like, working overtime. Like, they're trying really hard to keep the engine running, but something isn't working right. Like, the magic itself that it runs on is faulty, which feels completely fucking off since it shouldn't change.
Yeah.
So, you guys are basically going to have to glide for the next, however far, to the next town. You're pretty high,
easy.
so you've got a good head start. You're about 700 feet, which is higher than you normally are. Hindred kind of kicked the ship up right, like, as the engine was basically dying, so that you have a good height to glide. And you guys are gonna have a bit of free time if you guys are gonna want to do anything in that time. Otherwise, we're just gonna skip ahead.
No, I'm fine being a bullpen.
I need to pick stuff up in character to spend downtime on, so I have nothing at the moment.
There are materials on the inside of the ship if you need things.
Oh, no, not for crafting. Taro's not much of a crafter. I was gonna pick up books for studying.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna poke Beth. Are you okay?
Hindred does have like a small bookshelf downstairs.
I will then rummage through the bookshelf and read what I can.
Make an investigation check.
Hell yeah. I'm good at those, I think. Oh no, I'm okay at them. No!
That's a nat
no.
1.
Yikes.
Aww,
Using. Yeah.
You pour through books and there's academic and legal knowledge and weird scribbles that Hindred has made throughout the book. You think they're corrections, but you're not sure. It's a whole mess. You've got like it all laid out on the floor, but nothing makes any sense. You look like that guy in the meme with the strings and the board. Like it. You learn basically nothing, and you're more confused than you started.
Okay,
Oh,
just like
hell?
real life.
I felt
Just like real life when I
energy.
try to study. Okay.
Alright. You guys aren't doing anything else? Are you consoling Beth?
Yes.
Help me put this on. I will pull out my paint powder and start putting stuff on. Hoping it helps.
I help.
You put the pain powder on, and it helps. It makes it go away. It's completely painless.
Thank fuck that. I will stop lying down in a sort of ball.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm probably down here because of the bookshelf.
Yes.
I'll find the bookshelf on my own. You guys have fun.
I actually forgot to put it in, but I know it's down here. I meant to, and I literally just blanked on it because I did this in like 10 minutes.
It's down here somewhere. Oh, so now I can't get back up. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's so I'm gonna send screenshots of what this looks like on my end, so you actually know what to expect. So there are these drawn boxes, and you have to exit and enter them for it to trigger.
Ah, nice. And also, you posted that in the wrong channel.
I don't care.
Click that feel good.
It made it.
Okay.
It wasn't wild info, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters. I'm gonna pin this. Just for future reference.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna assume it's somewhere in the bottom most of the ship.
It's actually in his room.
Ah, okay, so I'm stealing his
It's
room.
in here. Yeah, it's in there.
Oh, he's gonna fucking come down after being done doing whatever, and he's gonna just see his room a complete mess and see me looking super fucking confused.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't want to draw an entire town map.
Understandable.
We're gonna mental mind this, and I'm gonna move to the world map.
Mental mind.
You know what I meant.
Theater of the mind.
That's what I meant. Okay. So you guys travel for a day. Hindred seems to be hauling ass. You seem to have gotten lucky in the fact that you, like, dodged a sandstorm just because you're moving so fast. And you eventually come to a rather rough landing just outside of a small town. This seems to be a trading town. As you're landing, you can see like a couple of rafts entering and exiting the town, which to you, Tonari, would seem to mean that this is a trading town. You've been here before, Tonari. You know this is a town. I forgot his name again.
It's Braggart.
Braggart, yes.
Braggart.
Oh. Has
And,
anything changed since the last time I've been here?
Kind of. It's a little more sparse. You knew this place to be a bit busier than you remember.
So it's gotten less busy?
Yes. Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna now explain what happened to wild magic.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm ready.
Wild magic, so you will continue to do the normal percentile for spells. That works normally. However, wild magic now works on a D100 system. Whenever you roll for a wild magic effect, not to determine whether a spell goes wild, but the actual effect itself. So you did a D20, now it's a D100.
Oh no.
You still affect the wild magic, you still sway it as normal. So, Tonari, you still use your wisdom. Hippie, the cards still affect the wild magic roll. It just has less effect now. Because it's a D100, not a D20.
But those ones and those 100s, that's gonna do some real shit.
Oh, I cannot
So-
wait to roll a nat 1 and pull 3 reverse stasis.
And I can't copy this correctly, so I'm going to take a screenshot.
Oh, for reference, that would be a negative 59.
I'll put this in wild info.
Okay, so I see why my rapier fate doesn't work on the wild magic anymore.
Yeah. Alright. So, it's now a D100 with an event. It is more often to be a neutral event then a bad or good event, and then below 1 and above 100, sway it. Your sway can be applied after the roll.
Oh?
So if you roll for a wild magic event, you can choose which direction the sway goes.
Except for me.
Yes, because, well, you add your charisma modifier.
Oh yeah, I can add my charisma modifier, right?
You can add or subtract your charisma modifier.
Alright, nice.
So you can, if you have sway, you can choose to do it after the roll. Hippies is both random and sway.
Is sway innate, or is it something you have to earn?
It's something that you may or may not have depending on your item.
Got it.
Yours is secret, Jazz.
Got it.
Me and Tonari are the only ones with sway. Beth doesn't have sway to my knowledge, and that's mainly due to the fact that they absorb wild magic instead of changing it.
And they can also induce wild magic at will.
Yeah.
Oh, it's giving.
Actually, Jazz, make a... Let's do... Make a straight Constitution check.
No mods.
Correct.
Okay, we're just gonna roll it, and we're just going to minus the 2 on that joint.
You have a -2 con?
5. Well, I have a +2 con, but
Okay.
I have to minus the yeah.
Well,
it would have been funny if I did a -2 con.
No. It would just be a regular con check. That modifier is part of the con check. So 5 with a nat 1.
No, it's
You have sway, but you don't know how to use it. That's what I'm going to tell you.
That's fine.
You gotta learn.
All right. So we're going to jump to Jazz. What is your character's name?
So my name is Malentine Ishtoro. I am a elf I'm a high elf, an Eclipsean high elf. I don't know what setting I'm supposed to be in. Like, I don't know if I'm just trying to introduce my character or like.
I'm letting you describe your character, and then you can post a picture after your description.
Okay. Like a description of what he's doing, or a description of the character.
Both.
Okay.
However you want. You are in Braggart, which is a trading town. It's got shops. It's got bars. It's got anything you can really think of. It's small, so there's only literally one of each thing. But it's not poor. It's got a little bit of money. But it seems like there aren't a lot of people here right now.
Okay. Malin, I would probably be in one of the shops, primarily ones that are associated with like clothing or armory, to kind of get a feel of what's in stock at Braggart today.
Armor is going to be a blacksmith. There is actual aesthetic clothing, but there's not a lot. It's mostly essentials or religious wear.
Malentine is not very enthused. Like, you can see on his face that, like, if he could literally, like, dive into the sand instead of option, like, he so would. Looking past his annoyed exterior, he's a very well-built Eclipsean elf. His attire is rather fancy for this setting specifically. He wears something that would be more so I guess notable for a noble. His apparel is very much like based around like Japanese, German, like aesthetic. Outside of his very flamboyantly outrageous, like expensive weapons, his gold chain and his sword, his most notable feature is that he has his torso bare. and on his torso is a giant dragon mark that pretty much covers the entirety of his front torso.
Hmm.
Now,
Oh.
Jazz, you've heard rumors of a creature nearby, and in this town, you could either get directions, you could get information, you could do anything you need to do to prepare yourself for this adventure.
I know of the creature, right?
Yes, you know it is. You don't know what kind.
So I guess I would like after looking through everything, it's just and I'll be like, well, if it seems like the selection here is not providing anything, perhaps you can provide something, maybe a little bit of information about this creature that seems to be perusing around the area recently.
You're talking to the shopkeep.
Yes.
Okay. Uh. Okay. Um. The shop is a kind of. It's a semi-casual kind of clothing store. It's got religious wear, knickknacks, uh, pendants. Basically, it's got jewelry and clothing, but it's mostly like stuff that you would need rather than want. Um, there are some fabrics that you can just buy. And
How nice are can I like maybe appraise them to see like how nice the fabrics are?
make a weaver's tools check.
Okay. Do I just like click Weaver's tools and roll them, or do I do like
I don't
Dex?
know if it lets you make checks with tools.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
That is depressing.
It
Espresso
is.
depresso.
But would I use investigation and then just double the proficiency for it since I'm using Weaver's tools?
I'll let you make a so I'll let you make either a appraisal. Yeah, I would say investigation. You could do so at advantage.
Okay. Is there a way that I can like roll it with advantage or just click it twice?
I think if you click it, it gives you it let.
No,
No, I think
we had to play around with the settings to get
I'm gonna
the.
click it twice. We're gonna click it twice.
if you shift click, it'll do advantage.
Is
Gotcha.
it shift click?
Yeah,
Go ahead
20.
and. We'll take the 20, but shift click to see if it works.
Okay.
No.
It's not shift click. Right click?
Oh, I got it for shift click.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait.
Maybe that's this default setting.
Can you?
Oh
right
no,
click
that's
it?
I shift clicked the something wrong. What the fuck?
I cannot.
Cool. All right.
You keep your 20.
Yeah, we're taking your 20.
Yay.
They have a few selections of silks. They're a little low quality, but they are silk. There's general what did I call it? I have to look up something. Where is it? 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 Turlip cotton.
Earl of Cotton. I'll like kind of like feel it in my hands and just kind of like mutter to
It's
myself.
the turlip cotton is kind of rough. It's rougher than modern cotton.
Mm,
It's more used for padding than actual clothing, but if you're low on money, this is what you get.
yes.
There are a few pelts, but nothing like super high quality.
Yeah, this he's very much not interested. It's just like most of this is just disposable. This could have been used for wallpaper, rugs. This should not be on a body. No, no.
The shopkeep is a kind of thinner halfling. Uh, they look a little like timid, like they're not very good at confrontation or being loud or aggressive.
That person
Uh,
I love confrontation.
they're like, what information are you needing?
Rumor has it that there's some sort of creature, a large one, that is creating animosity around the area.
I
And from
I'm
what
not
I
I'm not s- so I'm not saying which type of creature it is for the player's sakes because they don't know what it is, or the other player's sakes. Uh, but you know that it is one of them. You don't know what type it is.
it's
So if you
what
want to,
okay,
hang on,
so it's what you
I'll just
told
DM it to
me.
you.
All right. Yes, it was if I remember correctly, some sort of dragon. Yes. I've heard that it has a very fine set of scales that I could potentially use for a new set of gauntlets, but unfortunately no one has been observant enough to give any sort of clue or direction. I know this is a big ask coming from someone of your social economic standards, but anybody can be useful. Perhaps this was your lucky day.
They they look they like you see a little twinge in their eye like they look at you like what the fuck, dude. Uh, and I go uh I I guess there've been some problems. People have been losing materials, and some traders have been going missing. Uh, I think it's a dragon. I haven't seen it personally, but I've heard. Maybe one of the bartenders might know more, but because they get a lot of information
Okay,
coming in and
okay,
out.
okay.
But I I it I think it might be in the ruins. Maybe. I'm sorry.
What ruins are you speaking of?
Uh, this town, I think, used to be bigger. I wasn't alive for it. But west of here, there's a collection of old buildings that have succumbed to time.
Do you at least have a direction? Anyone can say that they've seen ruins, but there are so many ruins around here in the desert that it doesn't really help much.
Uh, uh, about a mile west. It's basically straight.
All right then. In that case, I will see my way off. Thank you so much for your time. And and he like looks around the store. He's like, "You should do something about these eyesores. I imagine sales here are quite low. My apologies."
We
And I'll
actually
leave.
get quite a few people that. Okay. You leave out into the desert street. It's mildly paved, as in it's like cobbled. Um, Buildings are built on wood platforms for structure. Um, so when you walk out, you walk onto a cobbled path after
Touch the
leaving the
sand.
wooden deck, and you see it's uh, a little bit in the evening, about 3 o'clock. Um, so it's not blazing at noon hot, but it's still pretty hot out. Um, and you see as you go, where are you planning to go from here?
I would plan to go west. I figured that if this shop had low quality material, then all the other shops would, and there's no point wasting my time here.
Okay. As you go to turn to go west, to the south, you see uh, a large billowing of smoke and some very large sails. They're kind of the source is kind of obstructed by some buildings.
I'll investigate.
Okay. As you walk towards it, you see a very large ship. It's not the largest you've seen, but it is up there. It's taller than you've seen before. This ship is tall boy. It's got these large wing-like sails on the sides and on the front, like whiskers, and this giant, what looks like an engine. You're not really sure on the back, and it's just like this engine is billowing this blue and black smoke that seems to crackle with electricity. And you see someone like shouting and cussing on the end of it, just kind of going at it on the inside, along with this like giant electrical creature behind them. You're not sure. It's a little intimidating. Um,
Plus.
and you see another person kind of like assisting by giving them materials or working on something really fast. They look like a young girl, but they've got these large tattoos on their arms that seem to take up the majority of their arms, like sleeves, all the way to the tips of their fingers.
And they're like apparently tattoos, like they're not dragon marks, right?
Yeah, they look like tattoos. They might be magical, you can't tell.
Mm.
Um, Towards the inside of the ship, and coming down from the ship, you see two other people come down. One looks like a bird with these white feathers and this robe uh and Hippie, do you just want to describe your character? I was describing Flaming because they're not here, but Hippie, do you want to describe your character?
Sure. You see a creamish color bird in a very purple. Let me fucking pull up the art of her. I'm blanking. I'm dumb. Okay.
It really
It's
be
been
like
a
Also,
while
you
since
caught.
anyone
No.
described our
Also,
character,
you caught me
too.
off topic because I was multitasking.
Stop multitasking during D&D.
It's just been a
Okay.
while
You
since
see a
we've had
cream
to
color. You see a cream color bird with
explain.
some brownish feathers. Wait. Okay. So they see us on the ship, correct?
You're getting off the ship.
Okay, we're getting
they
off
can
the
see
ship.
you.
You see the cream-colored bird with some brown feathers, a brownish beak, with adorned in some orangish, goldish jewelry, while wearing a very free-flowing purple dress with some blue shorts underneath.
oh, what an icon.
You see her being followed by a dog that seems to be made of shadows, kind of. When you also notice.
So to get off the ship, it's like a ladder, so they're actually on top of you.
Okay, they're on top of the dog's on top of me, sitting on my head like a good boy or a good girl. Twilly's a girl. And
How do you know?
You don't.
I thought Des uses female pronouns for them.
I've used both, and they are technically, by all definition, an elemental. So
An icon. What I strive to be IRL. Anyways, you notice they have 17 different packets on their outfit that look like all to be the size of a deck of cards, but not a standard deck of cards, a Tarot deck. So they're slightly bigger than average.
Right? It's apparent that it's a Tarot deck.
It's bigger than a standard deck of cards case would be, so you can tell. You could probably
standard decks are tarot cards are thinner and taller than regular cards.
I didn't know that.
There's also 20 more tarot cards than playing cards.
Yes. So it's a much different sized box.
Yeah.
Which go, Eliezer, did you want to describe your character? I'm assuming you're on the ship as well.
I'm horrible at describing.
I feel that.
Hippie, do you want to post your character art?
Yeah, sure. In hindsight, I was thinking, like, I should post that character art. Proceeds to not.
Right.
So you see, average height male with kind of pointed ears like an elf, tan skin, wearing average clothes but kind of fancy looking, with medium length white grayish hair. Just kind of walking around, looking at everything, making sure, kind of supervising because he doesn't know what else to do.
I feel like I would be observing everybody from a relatively safe distance, and then I would get fixated on tarot and like their feathers. Like it's already generating a lot of ideas, And so I'm going to
on.
nonchalantly.
Hold that thought. So,
Okay.
Eleazar and Hippie, you have been instructed to gather some materials for Hindred, specifically magical materials. You know those black rocks that you guys found?
Yeah.
Vaguely remember, yeah.
He wants
The-
some of those.
He can have the 5 in my backpack.
That's not enough.
Oh.
So he'll take them, but he needs more. They will basically act as a catalyst to help him figure out what the fuck is wrong and alter the engine. He also thinks he might be able to use them as a fuel source, and he wants more of them to see if he can make something useful out of them.
Okay, got it. 7 tons.
No.
He would like 7
Why
tons.
not?
He doesn't have the money for 7 tons.
He needs about, so what you had, he needs about like 10 times that much.
So 50.
The wagon brake is not enough.
I looked at Tonari. Got strength for lifting all that?
No, but we'll figure something out.
Okay.
Beth is going to help with the ship unless otherwise requested. All right. Now you may proceed, Jazz.
So I wanted to approach the party because, like, the feathers, like, they're kind of giving, and I'm just like, it seems as though you've made quite the entrance here at this little dust bowl. I was like,
You have-
walk up with,
You guys have attracted quite a bit of attention. There's quite a few people looking at you and like eyeing the ship and being like, and like people talking about you. You do seem to have actually made an entrance and caught some attention.
and this is quite the interesting ship you have here. Could use a little bit of polish. I see a couple of scratches in very unsightly places, but outside of that, it seems very impressive. I'm quite curious how you were able to afford such a thing, actually.
What do you mean afford it?
Do we see Hindred on the ship?
Yeah, he's working on the engine.
I point at Hindred.
What does Hindred look like? I don't know. I'm sorry.
Hindred is a kind of slightly thinner but built genasi, red genasi, fire genasi. You've never seen one before. You aren't actually sure what it is. You just see a man with orange, reddish skin with some redder hair. He looks old, but he looks skilled.
Are you referring to the dancing lights trick up there?
That's Hindred. Hindred owns ship.
Yeah, so as far as I'm aware, he
Trips.
built this thing.
Oh, and they build things too. That's quite interesting.
On the
Perhaps
side
I-
of the ship, you can see in scratched lettering the Dust Bunny.
I kind of just like scoff at it just a little bit. I was like, well, enough about this ship. I'm actually quite curious about this little one right here, and I'll just like walk around Taro, kind of like inspecting the feathers, just like, oh, I've never seen a Kenku of this color. The commoner dust kind of makes things a little stained, but I'm sure with a little shower we'll be able to make things work. Oh, I don't know if the magical water will be able to suffice, but I'm sure we'll be able to make something work. You don't mind becoming a nice little scarf for me, do you? I'm sure you don't.
Wait, you've seen this race before?
Taro's gonna back up a sec and say, Kenku? In a questioning voice.
Oh, my apologies. I forgot I was speaking to commoners. Yes, and I've never seen one before in my days, but I've read
You
a couple.
you know a lot about magical creatures and creatures that are not seen very often.
Yes, I've read a lot of folklore. I've seen a lot of not documentaries. My apologies. I've seen a lot of scholarly articles on this topic, and yes, the Kenku specifically is a very interesting, very rare type of creature. One that is very good at mixing into society, provided that they're okay with being what's the word? What's one that would be a little bit more simple? Um, outspoken. Let's say that outspoken, out there,
Outcast.
outcast. That sounds better.
Outcast. Tarot was pillar of community at Shade.
Oh, and the rumors are true. They speak as well. Interesting. Oh, I am terribly sorry. I must have forgotten my manners back at that dastardly little armory. I'll put my hand on oh wait, I'll be like, my name is Malentine Ishitoro. I'm sure you've heard of the family. I shake your hand, but these are imported silks and I don't want to get them dirty.
Hey Flaming, do you want to post a picture of Beth real fast with tattoos? Not glowing. If
Not
you have
glowing.
that.
Curious.
I'm sorry, I'm so bad at names. What's your character? Oh, sorry, Tonari. I'll look over to Tonari. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, and who might you be?
My name is Tonari.
Hmm. Tonari, what a nice name. I very much appreciate that. I do see that you have quite a sense of style there. Perhaps a couple of upgraded quality, and I think we'll be going somewhere. Do you tailor, perhaps?
No, just stuff I've picked up along the way that I thought looked nice.
Hmm. Interesting. Oh, I'm sorry. Whenever I start to think of apparel, I start to go all over the place. What is a group of what's the correct word? Travelers. Travelers is the correct word. What's a group of travelers doing in a dust bowl like this with such a passable ship?
We just kind of crash landed here, but you seem to think so highly of yourself, but why are you here if this place is beneath you?
Oh, you know. I've been around for a little bit. I've been taking a bit of a how you say vacation away from Eclipse. I thought it'd be a nice way for me to be able to be one with my inner self. Think of it more so as a journey of self-enlightenment.
I see.
Tarot's head will perk up whenever you mentioned Eclipse. Oh, Eclipse? That's where heading.
Oh, you're heading to Eclipse too, I say. And tell me, how exactly were you going to be entering Eclipse? You do know that they do not allow anyone without an ID card inside the city.
Uh, I
We
point at.
hadn't really thought that far ahead.
Hmm.
We had a few ideas.
Actually, I think you won't be needing any of them. I believe that fate has brought us together for a very extravagant reason. And I'll start like walking around like the two of them. And I'll be like, it seems as if we could potentially start some sort of symbiotic relationship with one another. You need access into Eclipse, and I need a new pair of gauntlets. So, how about we do a little bit of a tit for tat, a favor for favor, if that makes sense?
What need for gauntlets?
Oh, perhaps I should have used more direct language as opposed to a implication. My apologies. There is a dragon somewhere around this area. Apparently, it's been quite fond of taking materials from the locals, and from what I've heard, it seems like it has a very rich set of scales. Perfect for something that I've been trying to craft for a very long time now, but just haven't gotten to the materials. Of course, I would love to be able to go around and prove once again that I, Malentine, am a force to be reckoned with, but I do know that there is value in teamwork. So how about you assist me in taking out the dragon and allowing me to take the scales? And in return, I will give you free passage into Eclipse.
So you're looking for this dragon to kill it, to wear it,
Of course. The
not
star.
not because it's going after villagers, but because you want to wear it.
That's the
Okay.
constellation prize. If the dragon is defeated, does the motive behind it truly matter? At the end of the day, everybody gets what they want, and I see no reason to complain about that.
In this case, you have a point.
Taro will look up at you, thinking for a moment, and go. Taro will assist, but to help the villagers.
Marvelous. And oh, is Flaming back?
Hey Flaming, Hindred says that you can go help the party. He can take it from here, but you've been very helpful, thank you.
Okay. Go off. Go.
See you.
So Beth starts climbing down the ladder.
Oh, and who is this?
Hi. I'm Beth. Hi.
Beth. Interesting name. It seems like the lots of you have very eccentric identities. Very, very much welcoming here. And what is your role here on the ship? Do you work for these two?
I work with them, but
I'm sorry, I didn't know if I sent you a hardball question. I'll refrain from giving those type of questions in the future. I do notice that you have quite the interesting set of tattoos here. Do you mind if I take a look at them? I'm quite curious.
no, thank you. I prefer you didn't.
What a shame. I won't bother then. So, you work alongside these two, so it seems like we could potentially be a team of 4 rather than a team of 3.
Team for what?
Oh, my apologies. We are going to be slaying a dragon, and in exchange, I will be giving you a one-way ticket to Eclipse.
Okay.
Are you sure I can't take just a small peek of the
No.
Fine. I don't want to create any ripples in our relationship. Well then, that being said, are we ready to slay a dragon? If you need more time, I am perfectly accommodating of that. Just know that the longer we wait, the more sand gets on these silks. And the longer the sand gets on these silks, the more irate I become. And believe me, I can become quite the monster when I am irate.
Apparently selecting party token, that's fine.
We should pick up material for Hindred so Hindred can work on ship while we slay dragon.
Probably. For the best.
Where is this dragon?
Oh, we're getting the stones first.
Well, from what the armorer told me, it was apparently in a ruin out by the west. I believe he said something along the lines of it being a mile, a couple miles. I can't remember. He was just dribbling on and on about everything except what was necessary.
I forgot something. Most of her is covered up in a what is it currently? White cloak. Rather than because
Oh
I
yeah,
forgot
because
I
your
got the
cloak.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I forgot.
You got a white
I had
cloak.
the cloak. Yeah.
Woo, white cloak.
White
Cloak?
Did you say what color the dragon was in front of me?
I'm not quite sure of that myself, honestly. I just know that it has apparently a very nice set of scales. Oh. Hello? Oh!
Oh,
My shit died.
You okay? What's wrong? Did Jazz die?
I think Jazz.
Jazz!
What Jazz died?
Why did the screen turn off, King?
Should I pause?
Okay, well, y'all can hear me. I can't hear you, so let me